Hey everyone, and welcome back to Yosemite Valley, and welcome back to our aquatic house. Yeah, thank you so much for clicking in on this wonderful weekend. And today we are going to build this harbor habitat over here. It's going to be a very specific one, simply because we were lacking this one on our journey. Today we're also going to talk a little bit about the finishing touches of this, which are coming rather soon. But first of all, as always, if you guys like the content, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And yeah, I know this is always a little question here, but this really helps me out on growing this channel. And if I could tell you guys so much what is going on in the background already, you would understand a bit better. But yeah, I'm working on some stuff that is hopefully dropping rather soon, and it's going to be very awesome. But it just takes a lot of time, and growing this channel helps me to free myself a little bit from the hobby factor of it, and just having a bit more of space to create something that is not so much dependent on maybe sometimes the success, or maybe sometimes not. I just want to make sure that I can still do some creative stuff where I don't need to look at anything and just do whatever I want, which mostly is the case with Planet Zoo and stuff. But sometimes there's a project which, to be fair, which will definitely release this or next week. I guess it would be more like next week or even the week after. It's still not perfect. The amount of work that goes into this project stands in no comparison to or no relation to any kind of normal project that you would do on YouTube. But still, I just wanted to do it, and I'm working on it for so long. I can't wait to show this to you. Anyways, this is just a little, background info why I was doing this lately, a little bit more than usually. But you know what? Let's talk about this habitat in particular right now, because this harbor habitat rounds off the overall idea of this entire thing. And we got to talk quickly about how this looks and shapes from the very beginning. And yeah, let's talk through what this aquarium is all about. So I started this aquarium being a little bit of a creative outlet for me, but as I said, I got huge inspiration by Burger Zoo in the Netherlands, and they also have like a little journey where you just start at the at the shore, so to say. You just get from the beach down towards the deep sea, and then you come back up into the harbor section, which is a little bit of a journey, from shallow waters into deep sea waters and back up into shallow waters harbor section. And I wanted to make this here quite a little bit more related to this story, because I thought this was like a very cool one. In this over here, we have a little bit of a more zigzag approach to it, so that sometimes you will have also some other stuff. We have some sandbank-ish stuff with some freshwater elements, but we also do have some, for example, sea turtle habitats in between. So there's a little bit of everything in here, but the overall story still maintains the same. You get into it with a bit more harbor, or like a shallow water section, and then in the middle of the journey, like on the other hand side, the deep sea fish tank is always in the middle of the journey, no matter where you start. And this harbor section over here rounds this story off, because that is the second biggest tank. I'm not even sure if it is maybe even the biggest one. I haven't like really calculated that from space, but in total, that's really, really awesome. Also, just a little hint, we will have a little real-time section today at the end. This time I managed to save a work-in-progress version of it, so we can look at it, because next episode, there's a huge change happening. We can say thank you to Mr. Paulsley, because he, as I said quite a few times now in my episodes, made his wonderful tutorial, and therefore I needed to change something dramatically. But let me tell you, it's absolutely crazily worth it. It's really cool. I'm really curious to show this to you next time. I think it's gonna be released on Wednesday, maybe, or the week after on Saturday. I'm not like really sure, but maybe on Wednesday, because the weekend then is reserved for the full tour. And then we are mostly done. And I can also tell that I have a new project already planned, which is for when Yosemite is done. And we also have to look into if Frontier is going to release anything to the 1-year anniversary, which is at the beginning of November. So if Frontier sticks to their normal schedule, in a few weeks, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, we should get a little hint, a teaser or whatever. And then I will also have to, change my content accordingly, if I will say that this way. I mean, it is the way it is, because I have some things planned, but I don't know if they go along with what Frontier is planning. So yeah, we have to look into that. But let's talk about this very habitat in specific. Now, The idea about this is that this time, since the raised path over there has also like a little bit of an glimpse into the habitat. If you remember the deep sea tank, and if you haven't seen that one, it's going to be linked in one of the top cards here, so you can have a look into this episode if you haven't seen that. But the deep sea one is only visible from the lower part, so you can only really look into the deep sea tank from the glass section, like the window section, but you don't ever see it from above. But this one over here, since there is this wraith pass, which is also the idea that one time you can have a glimpse into the harbor section from below, as if you're standing like inside of the harbor bottom, so to say, or on the bottom of the harbor. And this other section where you go above, the idea is that this is mainly like the pier, or like, you know, on top of the harbor section. And this is also why I wanted to make it look a bit more like that. And so this backstage path over here, which is for the staff members to get into the staff building, and if you've followed this episode closely, you've seen that there is actually a staff building and a kitchen in here for the staff members, because the very problem about this build is that whatever Frontier is doing with aquatic stuff, I'm quite sure that the mechanics won't be that crazy that I can use this thing one by one. But I wanted to make sure that I still have something in place in, you know, if there is a chance to turn this into a real aquarium once we get this in the future, who knows, then I want to make sure that at least we have some staff buildings and so on in place. So I mean, I would rather change everything, I guess, but still we have it in place. And then I thought, okay, you know, if I do this, I want to make the catwalk over here that goes to the area a little bit more looking like an actual harbor, you know, having this like a bit of a interplay between some more rusted metal, and then having some wooden elements in here, as well as some steel beams, and also some cool little metal pieces from the scrap metal and stuff. So it really is really cool to make it that way, I guess, because it really fits and it is not overdone. And we have this pier over here, and I imagine that this could be something where the keepers go in and do some education, you know, that there's one standing in there and, you know, throwing some food in, and then, you know, the animals come swim there. I have no idea which kind of animals would go in here. So guys, maybe in the comments down below, put me down what animals could be in the harbor section. I mean, obviously some fish, but I was also thinking about some seals, you know, even though we have the sea lion habitat in here, but you know, some of these monk seals or so, which barely go to land, you know, they could actually be in here. So I would need to make some rocks, which I plan to do in the next couple episodes as well. Would need to go in here because that is definitely missing out. But yeah, we are just doing a little bit of a beautification here already, putting some planters in as always. But this is going to change quite a bit here. That's going to be changing dramatically, to be honest, because next episode, oh boy, this will be a huge change to this area, but it's going to look so good. Yeah, but this harbor section also will get a very special little treat at the end of this episode. You will see that. It's going to be very cool. That took like a good chunk of the live stream where I did this. And here's again my little shameless plug. If you guys enjoy my content and you want to see me live, I am at the moment exclusively streaming on Twitch, which is not because I'm partnered or whatever. It's mainly because I like Twitch a lot more to live stream. I just feel more comfortable there. And I do it on a very regular basis at the moment. Like 2 times a week is very possible at the moment. So in case you want to see that, jump down below into the description. There is a link to my Twitch channel, and you can basically just follow there, and then you will get the notification whenever I'm live. And I'm trying to stick a little bit more to a schedule now. I'm figuring out how that works, and you know, since this COVID situation is still going on, our schedules are not like super normal. You know, even my wife and I, we don't really know when we have working from home and when we have not, and when we need to go to the client and when we don't need to go to the client. So there are a lot of things that change our schedules quite often, and so it's very hard to plan. And also, mostly when I streamed in the past, it was when my wife was going for her hobbies, you know, for going singing in her band, or visiting her parents, or visiting her sister or brother, you know, just kind of a lot of things she did on a regular basis. And then I could plan this very nicely because we just spoke on the weekend when she's doing what. But since at the moment planning is a word that is put in a box and dropped away for at least the next year, I guess, it's rather important that you're a bit more flexible, and hence I don't really have that crazy solid schedule at the moment. But I think you guys will get along with that if you follow over there and then get the notification. Mostly it's going to be like more late night for the Europeans, like 10 p.m., which is Central European time. And yeah, so this is mostly why I'm doing it. Now we're getting to the last little bit here, and I'll leave you alone with this wonderful build of the anchor, which is going to be the main theming element of this tank. And in a few minutes, like 3 to 4, I don't know, 4 minutes around-ish, we'll see each other in the real-time part. So have a good time, guys, and enjoy. So here we are, guys, in the real-time part, and as promised, I am going to show you the status quo of the habitat. So here is the final result of our thing. We're not going to do like a tour, we are really just looking at it from above, so you get a feeling of the space and how this all turned out. So in case you didn't follow up on what I was talking about in the episode, like in the voiceover, this is how you look at the harbor habitat, and this is where you just stand over here, and it looks a little bit more like a harbor than what the deep sea thing looks. You know, you can have like this glimpse in here, and you know, you would see the animals just like popping up in the water like a little bit. And you know, I'm just gonna disable the HUD for a second here. So you really have this wonderful view over here. Then you go to the left. This is going to be changed over here. This is going to be like also a yeah, a more like plant-based habitat where you have like an ecosystem in here, maybe with some fishies and stuff, but that's about it. This is obviously also going to change. And then if we move up again, you can see this is what I just meant. This is the deep sea tank at the very end, and you only have the view inside of it from over here. You see all the shipwrecks and stuff, like yeah, really reminiscent of like deep sea. While when we go a little bit further to the other side, I'm just going to take the shortcut over here through the wall. You can see this is then over here the view into the harbor habitat, and you have a bit more of a harbor feel to it. You know, all the pillars peeking in, then you have this anchor lying over here, a few little things growing here and there, and still needing to do a little bit of change over here, but this is going to go together with the lighting. And then on this side you can see also like a color change. This is more where we have also the sea turtles, as we talked about last time, and we also have like the little tropical fish tank. I'm not like 100% sure what we do with this inner bit over here. If you guys have an idea, please let me know. I was thinking of maybe a very highly lit little plant-based tank as well, getting some underwater plants in and stuff. And I need to do a little bit of beautification over here with the rocks. But yeah, other than that, the layout is mostly set now, and this is how this overall thing looks. And yeah, while we're hearing the bell ring in the background the whole time for the escaped animal, which I have no idea what that is, I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments down below what you think could go into this wonderful tank over here, the harbor tank, and also let me know what is your favorite addition to the aquatic area over here so far. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good weekend. Stay safe, everyone, and goodbye. Watching this video, I really do appreciate it. I really hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I was really happy to have you here. In case you enjoyed it and you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to consider subscribing. You can do it via this button here, and if you want to see more, there's some cool other stuff linked here for you. This is suggested for you personally. That's pretty cool. And in case you want to support the channel a tiny bit more, you can do it via this wonderful Hype Camel link over here. I really would appreciate it. And also big thank you already to all the people who do already support the channel. Really do appreciate that. But now have a wonderful time, guys, and I catch you in the next one.